Hey guys, how's it going again this evening? We're going to take a look at this second game that I got um this evening from Noble Knight Games. It's Old School Tactical Volume 2. It's an older game. Old School Tactical's an old game. Volume Two's older. Not older, but it's old. So there's a thousand other videos about this, but this is new to me. Let's open it up and see what's in it. It's by Flying Pig Games. First thing we have are 4 6-sided die, and they are sealed with freshness. There might be nitrogen packed in there to protect the paint. We have a deck of cards that are sealed for freshness. Looks like it comes with more luck cards, if you're familiar with the first version, and it's got the weapons cards for the weapons and units in this volume. I actually got 2 volumes of I actually got 2 Old School Tactical Volume 1s. One of them I put in my collection just to look at and collect dust until I die and my kids sell them. And then I got another one that I could actually play with, and wear the rule book out, and I'm sick like that. But here we have an Old School Tactical rule book, version 5.5. Now, I am not sure at all what rulebook version comes in Old School Tactical Volume 1. And I got that game a long time ago, so I'm suspecting it's probably an earlier version of this rulebook for sure. What's changed, I have no idea. It's on glossy paper. Well, semi-glossy. You might be able to write on this with a... You could write on this with a ballpoint pen, but I don't know about how well a pencil would do. But it's a full color rule book, 2 columns per page, very large font compared to a lot of war games. Good illustrations and descriptions of all the terrain, line of sight, firing arcs. It comes in at 22 pages, counting the final page, which does contain rules. Looks like this is continued from 105 structure collapse. You have 1 and 2, and then 3. So yeah, the rules actually do continue onto the back page of the rule book. Then we have a scenario book for Volume 2. And here's where you're going to have your setups, special rules, things of that nature. It looks like there's a number of them. I wonder how many. On the back's the content. This is hilarious. So your front page, and then it begins your scenarios. But on the back page of the rule book, the very back page is your contents. Looks like there's 18 scenarios. There's 1 through 16, and then these 2 that are S1 and S2, which I'm not sure what that means, but there's at least 16 scenarios, most likely 18. Here's S1. What is the... Oh, these are solitaire. Got it. Okay. So there's 16 scenarios and 2 solitaire scenarios. That's pretty decent. There are 2 player aids charts on good thick cardstock. They are glossy, probably because they have to be to these are going to be shuffled around and spread across the table, and beer is going to be spilled on them. So, but you have your combat vehicle and infantry combat tables, your terrain chart. Goes over offboard artillery. Oh yeah, up here you got your turn sequence. That's excellent. Each player's got one of these. Then we have our punch sheets, punch boards, counters, whatever you like to call them. They're pre-rounded. Awesome. These look like a bunch of informational counters, administrative counters. Here we have a sheet of German units. Ooh, is that SS? No, that's a crew of a tank. German tank crews also wore black coveralls, black uniforms, and sometimes they are misrepresented as SS when they're not. They're just, that's what the tank crewmen wore in the German army. You have some machine guns here, grenades, flamethrowers, bazookas, heavier weapons, vehicles. And then this is the American counter sheet. You have Sergeant Carlson, Captain Holland, Captain Blake. I like all the named characters. Some mortars, some American weapons, some American bazookas, machine guns. Then you have your maps. These, well, one map that's huge. I don't even have the room to fold it out, guys. It's hard mounted, which is awesome. I'll try to fold it out. Shit, hold on. I'll fold it out a little bit. Man, this isn't even, that's about half the length of it. The artwork's gorgeous. What terrain is in every hex is clearly defined. And again, the artwork is gorgeous for this map. But it is single-sided, and it's flipping huge. And a lot of the times, the problem I have with Old School Tactical is you don't use the whole flipping map. Very rarely do you use the whole map, if at all, ever. And you have to, the way that, they're hard mounted, you have to fold out the whole thing to use one part of it, plus the tracks. The tracks are at one end. I mean, okay, well, all right, then, conflict. Why don't you just fold the board in half, or you just fold the pieces that you need out? Well, that would be fine. But one of the pieces you don't have folded out might have these tracks you need on them. But anyway, that's a quick look at the contents of this game. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's new to me, and it's going to be part of my collection. I have version 1. Why not get version 2? Version 3 doesn't interest me, and I'm not going to spend the money on it. So, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.